I tell her say goodbye. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Yeah, they ask me how I do this. Right up in a whip. Yeah, I hit it, now I'm moving.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video. We are doing the top freestyle wrestling moves that you guys can do because, of course, it's freestyle time. Folk style season is over. So basically, in the summertime, if you guys do not know, there's three styles of wrestling. You got folk style, which is the one you do in high school, middle school, but basically in the summertime, if you want to go to tournaments like Fargo and wrestle on the world-class stage, you wrestle freestyle or Greco. And today we're going to be only talking about freestyle specifically and moves, of course, that you can do, and moves I found to be very, very beneficial for myself. So the biggest difference in freestyle is that it basically rewards the attacker, so it rewards the throw. So basically, I don't necessarily have to get a takedown. Let's say I'm wrestling with Shu right here, and I'm just gonna step around for head pinch and throw him. I can let go, and boom, I didn't even need to take him down, but I just got 4 points because of that, which is pretty crazy. So that's basically the biggest difference in freestyle. So with that being said, we will talk about the head pinch as the very first move. There's a couple ways to do it. One, he's standing, and then two, he's kind of on the ground, just kind of in the front headlock position. So ultimately, I have to get his head under my chest, and I want his head in the middle of my chest. And now let's say when I just snap him down right here, what I'm gonna do is, this hand that's over the top here, I have one hand on the chin, this hand is gonna sink deep. It's gonna sink all the way across to his other side of his head. And you can see here, my thumb is basically on his jawline right here. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna make sure his head stays in the middle of my stomach. And when I have this here, I'm pinching and I'm pulling up and I'm showing his head to the other side of the wrestling mat. And as I step around, I'm sitting and I'm throwing. You can let go or you can hang on, basically whatever you prefer to do. But as we're wrestling here, let's say I snap him down, front headlock, we're wrestling. If I want to do this standing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach deep, sit, and throw him. And that's how I get 4 points, and this is what it looks like, match speed. So along with the head pinch, of course, if the guy actually bails out, because a lot of people actually will see this coming, we actually go into the front headlock position when we're on our knees, basically. And so this is just kind of the same thing. And don't make this like the head throw, where if you're a new wrestler and you learn the head throw, that's all you're gonna do. When you learn freestyle, all you're gonna do is head pinch. So literally what I could do here is do my basic go behind, where I have my hand on the tricep, this other hand blocking off, and I'm circling around and I'm getting my point. Remember, wrestling go-behinds are just as effective as a head pinch for the idea of the takedown. And basically, just like you're seeing on screen here, this is a technique from Purler Wrestling. He has basically the biggest online wrestling academy that you can do. And I've actually used his process and his program ever since I was basically younger than middle school in wrestling. So I've used the technique and what he's teaching, and it really was beneficial in my training. You can actually use code Cayden to get $50 off on the online wrestling academy. So I highly encourage you guys, if you guys want to go check that out. The link is in the description below. But nonetheless, on this head pinch here, just like I said, we can just go behind. Don't always head pinch if the head pinch isn't there. But if the head pinch is there, here's what you can do when he is on his knees. So same idea. One thing, you could reach that arm all the way across, or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go shallow with this hand, and I'm almost gonna collapse it right on the shoulder here. So let's say his arm is out, he's a big, strong guy, he's a tough guy. What I'm gonna do is I'm almost gonna break the shoulder, basically. Not break the shoulder, but you know what I mean. So I'm pushing in here, I'm lifting up on my toes, and I'm gonna dip my head, and I'm gonna go high. That way, that's 2 points. Every time I do that, it is 2 points. So let's say if you get this on a guy, you can end the match instantly. Actually, my first ever Greco match, it lasted 10 seconds, and I was facing Joey Bianchi, and this is basically what happened. So same idea here, we're wrestling here, I'm gonna collapse the shoulder, so I'm gonna go shallow, palm up. This other hand is gonna go on top. I'm using this grip, as I'm gripping right on the tricep, my head in, pressuring, driving feet. I'm gonna dip my head, high, leg over. I'm gonna get my points. And this is what it looks like match speed. Shu's hurting over here. How you feeling, Shu?
It's freestyle.
So the next move up, we're gonna go more to the leg attack side. And this is, I believe, the very best freestyle move you can do, because if you get this move, the match completely ends, because you're gonna turn him from a leg lace instantly. And that is the low single to a leg lace, that is. So I'm wrestling here, Shu. This is what we're gonna do. Classic low single. Whatever that lead leg is, I wanna match him with my same lead leg. Dropping my levels. I'm reaching for that heel. My head goes on the inside of his knee, and I'm using the lasso finish on this one. And the reason I use the lasso is because I'm gonna secure both the legs into a leg lace. So my head's inside, lassoing around, running. Now look what we have here. I got both of his ankles together, legs are crossed. I'm digging under here, digging, and I'm rolling. So right from there, that move was just 4 points there. And if you roll them 1, 2, 3 more times, that's match. That's 10-0, that's a tech fall. Wrestling, drop, shoot, lasso finish. And now, you see what my hands do here? This hand is already getting ready to turn, getting ready to uppercut and punch the air. This other hand is going under also, and you can do weird things with your hands too. You can lock your hands. I can even just sit up like this, drive into him. But basically the idea remains the same. Always remember, transition wrestling. If you guys are transitioning from move to move, that's the key how to beat literally the best guys in the country, because face up against a really good opponent, you need these transitions to work. Once again, low single, lasso finish, boom. Now this is what it looks like, match speed. Now you might be asking, Cayden, my competition is watching this video, and they saw that low single happen. What happens if he's gonna shoot that low single? What can I do as the defender? This is exactly what you can do. There's a couple things. One thing I'm gonna show is the lightning dump. That is the move our coach Nick calls it. So when Shu is gonna get on a low single here, don't wanna freak out. Of course, I wanna meet him head on. I wanna kinda like knee him in the back a little bit, but also I can toss his head into the mat. Now one thing I can do here is I'm gonna step. I'm gonna take a big step over and I'm gonna grab this far leg. So I'm stepping and I'm grabbing. And I wanna go right on this hinge practically, and Shu's a big guy, but I think I'm a little stronger, so I can still lift his leg. So let's say I lift him up here, boom. From here, you might recognize this. Cayden O'Toole's really good in this position. You can reach in deep, you can look for a cradle, and even get the fall. Or if that leg almost isn't even there, I can literally just use the body. I'm just stepping, using the body, lifting, and falling in my side. And that's 2 points as it is right there. So it's basically just meeting him with my knee and seeing what is open. But remember to shuck his head and shuck his body weight down in that fashion. So he shoots, meet him, let's say shuck him a little bit. I'm gonna step, let's say I capture this hamstring, just dig deep in here, stand up. Right here, it's basically game over. I can even just fall, see what happens here. Comes out on back. But play around with those positions and you're gonna find a lot of openings to score. So this is what it could look like match speed. So this next one we're gonna do is a classic fireman's. And why the fireman's is so useful, because again, you don't need the takedown, but all you need is that back exposure. And we saw Jax Forrest actually beat Nathan Tomasello with this move, and this move in freestyle, of course, works amazing with pressure and when the guy is digging underhooks. So let's say I'm wrestling Shu, he's gonna dig an underhook on this side, I'm backing up, I'm gonna see my opening, I'm gonna jump, turn these down, and I'm kinda going like in a ball, and I'm gonna explode up. I'm gonna just explode, boom, 4 points. And actually, I got a 5 point off of this one year when you can actually go into a fireman's, and let's say I step up, and then I go to my feet, and that's where really cool wrestling happens. Wrestling Shu here, digs in, boom. Let's say I'm here, I can stand up. Wow, you're ready. I can stand up, and I can run him across the match, and I go, boom. I'm not gonna do it to Shu, but make sure when you throw them out of bounds too, so you guarantee the 5 points, and nothing like crazy happens in that sense. So I love the fireman's. You can also go to the outside leg too. I could just go outside. That's 4 points as well. And again, this is if a guy is using those underhooks, big and strong guy, just like let's say how Tomasello was, Jax Forrest, especially with that length, this is where it's gonna work best for those guys. And this is what it looks like, match speed. So for the final move that we're gonna show you guys is the bow and arrow, and how you guys can set this up to make sure that once you get this, you can ultimately end the match. Now, the bow and arrow is legal in freestyle, but for high school and under, it's illegal in folk style. But college, you can actually do the bow and arrow in folk style as well. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly kind of how to set that up. So it works in freestyle especially because this guy isn't always building to his base, like in referee's position. Like if you just build your base, no one's really gonna be in this position in freestyle. They're gonna be on the mat, arms spread out. So here's why we can use that to our advantage. As we're trying here, maybe we're trying to get a gut wrench, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook this back leg with my inside leg, and I'm gonna kind of sit to the side. I'm sitting to the side, exposing this foot, and at the same time, let's say I'm working up here, I'm fighting the hands, I'm gonna reach back, I'm gonna grab the toes. From here, I can put my pressure more in, sit up on his back, other hand collapses on the toe, this hand is gonna dig deep, hold it like a football, right in the heel. Now, this is crucial. Knee up, big step. I'm big stepping, I'm posting my hand on the mat, because eventually I'm gonna cross face. I'm gonna take a big step at about, maybe let's say 3 o'clock. As I'm driving in here, driving in, I'm gonna get my exposure. I could get my fall, or honestly, you could literally just roll, but that is super painful. I've gotten tech like this one time, and it was not fun at all. But the idea remains the same. We're up here, we're working for a gut wrench, we're working for the hands. He doesn't see what's coming. I come back. You see, I already hooked that foot. As I'm going in, hand replace, and I'm just going up. And this is what it looks like also when you would roll a guy as well, and you can just keep rolling. So I roll him once, and you could go again. So this is the bow and arrow, and this is what it looks like in match speed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the best freestyle moves. I'll say part 1. If you guys want to see this turn into a series, let me know in the comments. What other moves do you like to do in freestyle? I want to know. I'm responding to every comment on this video. Once again, if you guys want to check out the Purler Online Wrestling Academy, I highly encourage you guys to go check that out. And you can save $50 off using code Cayden on the Online Wrestling Academy. Everything is linked in this description below. Thanks for watching. See you guys next video.
Let me know if you on skate, rollin' with a gang, totally, man, you shade, told it with a gang,